Hey, Scrapper Names fans, welcome back to another process video, a mixed media one for you today. And I'm actually using lots of Inky Quill printables that I have been busting to use. I think it was last month's collection, I think. It's all about creating and all the paper lover kind of stuff, but I'm going to use it for this layout. So the two photos I have are of before and afters of getting my hair dyed. So I like to regularly change my hair colour. You will potentially have noticed that. And so I'm documenting that today. Now I'm going with lots of pinks because, as you can see, my hair is like a pinky colour. Starting with a heap of different, or not a heap, but a few different sprays, ink sprays and things that I haven't pulled out for a while. So what I did, obviously off camera, was gesso my page because there is wet media going on this, so the page will buckle, and I didn't want it to all absorb either into the paper. First, I've used a Dilutions, I think it was an ink spray, I think that's right, and then you would have seen me use a bit of the flicky water technique to try and get some of those watermark kind of things through it. I then used a shimmer spray, which I got gifted to me from my scrappy bestie. I have never used a shimmer spray. I have seen them used lots. I love the look of them, and I thought I'd give this one a crack. Now, you can't see it too well on camera. It's a very, very pale pink, but it just adds a little subtle another sort of colour layer to my page. As you also saw, I did roll my paper towel over it just to mop up any excess, as well as help with creating that watermark on my page. Now I'm going in with another painty layer of pink, this time using a Dina Wakley acrylic paint. I love these paints. But yes, and using some art foamies I had in my stash that I've just rediscovered and really want to use a bit more. So as you can see, putting lots of different crazy patterns across my page, and it is a very bright, crazy kind of layout, as you'll see in the end, because I have crazy hair, so why not? What I have done next is, now I did redesign my craft room, so I have gone off camera here to dry my page a bit. I do let it air dry a little bit as well, but I did sort of zap it with my heat gun. So my point being is that my desks kind of go in a bit of a U shape, so I didn't really think about that when I was filming, but at the end of the day, usually you cut out all the drying process anyway, so it's all good. It's a little bit fiddly, sort of moving back and forth, but actually kind of like the mixed media being on that side, on like next to me, so that I can push that stuff aside. No, I'm not going to mess it up while I wait for it to dry a little bit. So while I'm waiting for the paint to finish drying, I am going to mat my photos. So as I said, 3 photos, one 4x6, and then the 2 smaller ones, which are 3x3. Man, I'm really sure. Actually, can't remember. Collaged in the Project Life app is all I can tell you there. So, as I said, before and after. So, the photo that you can see that's not being matted at the moment is actually a picture of myself and my daughter. We usually get our hair done together. Usually she just gets a haircut. Sometimes she might get some colours in her hair. I let her do crazy colours in her hair as well when she wants to, just as a why not? Let her express who she is. A little bit crazy too. And the other photos you can see there is just me with my lovely little cap on, looking very spunker as my hair colour, I think, strips. I have no idea. I'm not a hairdresser. That's why I pay someone to do it. So originally, as you can see, the first mat is a just white scrap cardstock I have left over, usually from cut files. I try not to, waste not, want not, but usually I keep any offcuts that I can of my cut files so I can use them to mat photos, obviously within reason, if it's going to work. Next up, so here comes the Inky Quill. You would have seen this photo before, printables, flicking through, figuring out what I want to use. I have the folder, but I also have this basket of things to use. So just flicking around. So originally, as you can see, I have gone all pink, but I do add some other colours in because I feel it was too pink. I love pink, but I love blue too. So you'll see I add some blues to it too, just to add a bit of extra, another colour element. All right, so this is a printable background that we get in when you're a Patreon peep of the lovely Inky Quill. She does all these little backgrounds, which are fantastic, I find. For me, I use them a lot when I do couch scrapping. When I was doing couch scrapping, it meant I could put them onto either a pattern piece of paper, or I could use them on just white paper, and it gave a mixed media look without having to pull all the mess out. So that was that's always a bonus. I like these. And something else I've done previously when I first became a Patreon peep, but I also saw Adele do was make them into sticker sheets, and that's what I have on my the other side you can see of me here, and you'll see how I'm going to use them very shortly. Now, I pop these photos up. As much as I probably didn't need it, I really just wanted this layout to be really fun and really colourful. So I actually add quite a few layers of colour, I think. Here's the blue. And I think what am I doing? Oh, maybe I'm looking for some more paper in my kit stash. Maybe, yes, that's what I'll be doing. Adding some more tones to it. So I go to use the blue, as you can see, but don't. But I'm pretty certain I come back to it. So this is just a piece of 12 by 12 pattern paper. I think from what I can tell, it's a pink for a studio. It is the last parts of one of the last kits I got from Kitaholic Kits. I don't currently get them at the moment, just because I was getting not enough time, I think I've said this before, to scrap and use it all up like I used to be able to do. So I cut back on that for now and try and get through my stash. Now, I was trying to sort of get all three photos across. As you can see, that's not going to work, like across between that ombre of the pink and the yellow, but that didn't work, and I'm okay with that because in the end it just adds another element of fun. I love when you use your trimmer and then you realise that they're not actually all lined up and you, damn it. I don't. Some days I can be really fussy and I will use my trimmer to cut down my photo mats. Other times I just use scissors. It just depends on where the mood takes me. Oh, that's right. Okay, so adding another element to my page was just some background stamping here. Now, these are just some like messy dots. So again, going with a bit, I don't know why, but the circular. All right, sorry, I was actually a little bit interrupted there, so it kind of mucked up my recording. Back to it though. So yeah, just finishing off the stamping here. And then I will play around, as you'll see, as to where I'm going to place my photos. I had thought of... Oh, no, I think I end up doing it. I'm trying to remember now. I think I was going to do it that way, the two down the side and one sort of on one other, on the opposite side. But I think I end up changing it. I guess we'll find out. And put the one in the middle and one like on the diagonal of each of the photos of the photo. But I guess we will see. Where have I gone? Oh, finding some craft foam. All right, so just going to bump my photos up just to bring them away from the busyness of the background. I wanted to add, as I said, add that sort of 3D kind of layer to the this page as well. Thought it would add a little bit extra fun, a little bit extra interest. As I said, I'm all about the fun for this one. By having them up off the background, they really pop as well. Now, this craft foam has adhesive on one side, and then obviously you have to glue it. So I will use wet glue, as you know, to stick down my photos because I have so much wet media on the background. Tape just would not hold. And the graininess I find of gesso, just adhesive tape does not like. So it will then not stick, and that will drive me bonkers, even though it's in a page protector. Okay, now I am just using, as I've said before, the art glitter glue, which I purchased from Crazy Craft Obsession. I love this glue. I'm actually going to probably jump on later tonight and order some more, as well as some tape runner stuff, and we'll see whether the goodies slip into my cart. No, maybe just adhesives, we'll see. But yes, I love this glue, and it has you can purchase from there as well, the little metal tip, so it makes it like a fine point tip, and I really love that because I usually, obviously most people probably do, for the smaller embellishments and things, you use the glue to stick it down. Now, I'm not sure if I made an error here. So as you can see, I'm sticking these down. So this is a Patreon, an Inky Quill printable background, and I've turned it into a sticker sheet. I just brought some sticker sheets, like forever ago actually. I feel that they might have been used for our wedding invites, or save the dates, and I just had some left over. But I brought them from Officeworks here in Australia. I'm sure you can get them from any of your craft or stationery stores. And I'm just going through adding some colours that are already in the background, the matte photo matte papers. But the error is, I'm not sure if I probably should have put glue on these, even though they're super adhesive. They've only just been opened and new and printed on. I may have to with some of them. They may pop up a little bit, I'm not sure. And I think some of that comes down to, as well, the page does bend a little bit, obviously using wet media. I could have backed it onto a piece of coloured cardstock, but I just didn't want to. I just wanted to keep the mixed media. Oh, look at me go. That's right. So I'm doing a technique I have not done forever, but so admire. And the reason I haven't done it is because I think it always looks like crap when I do it. And that is adding another layer of texture to the page by adding some thread. Now, I see the very talented Missy Whidden. I don't think she's up on YouTube anymore, but she does this and is magical with it. And I've seen some other YouTubers do it as well, who just flick it in their fingers and it just looks perfect. I have never been able to do that. And as you can see here, I do one sort of bit and then I have to come back and I add a bit more just because I wanted to bulk it up. Now I am using, what did I use? Like a pink, a red and a yellow, just to again tie some colours in, add some more colour, extra colour to the page as such, but add another layer of, simplistic kind of texture to it as well. All right, and then, I don't know, did my camera cut out? My camera may have cut off and I didn't realise. I apologise. But these embellishments I have popped down are all Inky Quill printables from, as I said, it's not this month. It might have been last month because it's still sitting in my basket, and maybe the new one I haven't chopped up yet. But I just wanted to use them all up. And while some of them, nothing, I don't have anything to do with hair or hairdressing or anything like that. I just, thought, let's use them up. Let's get them onto a page. They have the right colour elements. And essentially creating. My hairdresser is amazing. And I go in and she knows what to do, and we pick a colour that I haven't necessarily had before or play around with. She'll make colours using, mixing bits and pieces together. She's absolutely amazing with it. And yeah, so it's time for creating. That's how I put it. And then I've just used that Live a Colourful Life as my title as well. Again, it's another Inky printable. Everything on here is an Inky printable, actually. So kudos to you, Miss Adele. You are amazeballs with your creating. Thank you very much for everything. Now, these bows, so this is not something I would add into my scrapbook layouts. I don't know how to use them. although these ones were really easy, and I did see them used on another person's layout, I can't remember who, and I thought, I'm going to give these a go. They've been sitting in here. I got it in a kit, one of my last kits, and I was like, I don't know how. So yeah, I gave them a go. We did have some forever ago. I think they were like a Maggie Holmes, and I just could not get them right. But these ones pre-made, they were pretty easy actually. So yeah, I just thought, again, something else instead of, I don't think I add any sprinkly bits. I think I just add these as the sprinkly bits, I think. I can't remember. But I have absolutely loved how this layout worked out. There will be some close-ups at the end. But again, as always, if you have any... Oh, look, here we go. I'm looking for... Do I add sparkly bits? Yep, I do. There you go. I actually don't add too many, and these are really teeny tiny. They just add a little glimmer. But again, if you have any questions about the techniques I've used or anything, really, please feel free to drop me a line in the comments and I will get back to you. As usual, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can see. My next video will be up on Saturday. As I said, I have, in my last video, I have a new, actually the first video for that series, I have a new series called Stash Down Saturday, and it's where I dive into my stash and pull out something I haven't used for a while, or for the first layout, which I shared last week, I had not touched. So I have used it to create something. Each week I'm going to try and do something a little bit different. So the last one was a 12 by 12. This Saturday coming will be, I think it's a Project Life, and then I'm going to plan to do something art journaling, because I've brought art journal stuff that I haven't used, basically because I'm a little bit scared to. But yeah, it is an opportunity to dig into those stashes, because I've talked about lots around